Hey folks, doing Hero of None here with your Mundus Minute on August 9th, 2019. News, Luxury Merchant, and Golden Merchant stuff all in a few minutes. So, first up in the news. Already live until August 13th, you can get ESO Plus free. Basically, you cannot get access to any of the DLC zones, not including any chapter stuff, so no elsewhere stuff, but anything else that is currently available in ESO Plus, you can get. Any of your crafting materials will also be put directly into your crafting bag. You have a 10% increase on your experience in gold acquisitions, double furnishing in your house, ability to dye your costumes, and double transmutation crystal storage. This is going to be very helpful because currently we also have an event going on for Arsenium. Now, since August 8th until August 19th, you're going to be getting double drops on anything that's Arsenium. And that's going to include Maelstrom weapons, any crafting notes, not including any surveys. In any of your daily quest coffers is also going to give you double rewards, and you're also going to be getting any tickets from those as well. So if you don't have ESO Plus, now is a good time to get into Arsenium, get those rewards. And keep in mind, this is going to be available until the 13th, which is interesting because coming up on the 12th, we have the new Scalebreaker DLC pack, which is going to be available on PC and Mac with 2 new DLC dungeons and a host of new changes to skills and abilities as well. So right now, I'd probably recommend most of you folks go into Arsenium, get your coffers, get your tickets from those on a daily basis. Come up Monday when the new changes come up with Scalebreaker, go ahead and try doing the new dungeons on normal. At least if you do it on normal, you can get the skill points from them and hopefully get some loot out of that as well. At least if you don't have ESO Plus. The other folks that do have ESO Plus will be able to enjoy this content for a little bit longer. Also, the Elsewhere soundtrack is now available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon MP3, Amazon Streaming, and Google Play. If you like the Elsewhere soundtrack, which is actually playing right now, you can get that downloaded. Now, next up in the Luxury Merchant and Golden Merchant section, Dark Elf stuff. So you have a Dark Elf Ash Garden, Dark Elf Brazier, Ancestral Tomb, Velothi Candle, Velothi Cerecloth Prayer, a Velothi Seat Meditation, and Velothi Shroud Mourning. If you're a Dark Elf or you're just like the Dark Elf styles, you can go ahead and get that stuff right now on the Luxury Merchant. On the Golden Merchant, we currently have for 150k, Soulshine, which is max magicka, spell critical, spell damage, and adds 450 spell damage to your cast time and channeled abilities. Interesting set. I'd recommend this set maybe for a Templar because Radiant Destruction is pretty powerful and this would just add on damage. However, on the cast over time abilities, I probably would not recommend this overall. If you really want to get this set and try it out, go to Reaper's March, farm this set out, and I probably recommend using it that way instead of getting this. In addition to that, this is heavy as well, so if you're a Magicka caster, you might want to switch this over to Magicka. Or you might just actually want to get the item pieces inside of Reaper's March and get some heavy armor instead of jewelry. Next is Flanking, which is stamina, weapon critical, weapon damage, and adds 400 damage to your damage abilities when attacking the enemy from behind or their sides. I like this set. Unfortunately, it's just not a whole lot of damage. It can be good for trials or dungeons if you have a static fight where you're just always fighting behind enemies. However, for 150k for only 400 damage, probably recommend against that. This did get a buff a little while ago, and I was hoping it was going to be a little bit better than this, but it kind of reduces weapon damage down. You can get this set also from the Gold Coast, which is the Dark Brotherhood DLC, which you can actually access now with the ESO Plus, we mentioned before. So probably skip over this and just go to the Gold Coast and get this instead. For 250k, Jailbreaker. Stamina, stamina recovery, and gain minor expedition at all times, increase your movement speed by 10%. Don't recommend this set, unfortunately. This comes from Banished Cells 1 and 2. It's a nice set if you don't have like a Sork to give you minor expedition, but honestly that 10% is better spent just getting major expedition and, you know, running around with sprinting abilities. Maybe Fjord set is a little bit better, which gives you 15% more speed plus a reduction on your sprinting cost. But yeah, I can't recommend Jailbreaker, unfortunately. Amber Plasm, Max Magicka, Spell Critical, 129 spell damage, and 250 magic recovery and 250 stamina recovery. If you like this set, you're probably gonna buy this. This comes out of Runes of Mazatun, and yeah, it's 250k. It's kind of expensive to me, but yeah, if you like this, you probably use it. Mostly used from PvP, from what I've seen. I don't really know if it's used in any PvE builds. If it was, it had to be probably a healer build just for the magic recovery. But the idea with this set here is it gives you a lot of recovery here and a good amount of stats for your magic abilities. And for 100k, Model Infernal Arm Cops and Sentinel of Ragum's Arm Cops. Yeah, just skip this. Don't bother spending this, especially with Monday coming about, and they're going to be changing up the way the Undaunted keys work. With 5 keys gives you a 50-50 chance on a dungeon's arm set. Just save your keys up and try it that way. It's a lot cheaper, and honestly, for purple for 100k, I mean, maybe if you had the AP points is good, but for these sets, I wouldn't bother. Just go ahead and use the keys. Gamble. Anyways, folks, that's Hero of None. That is your Mundus Minute for August 9th. I'll see you all in Tamriel.